What's up? Mine here with another video on Wreckfest. I'm really having fun with this game right now, and I think it is very underrated. Today's video will be 4 tips that I have for beginners who want to give this game a try, or people who may be having a hard time adjusting to this type of game, as it can be very difficult at first, and this is what I experienced when I started playing Wreckfest. Also, I thought it would be helpful since I could not really find any beginner's guides on YouTube. So for tip number 1, the first tip I have is to stick to your vehicle class if you want to play multiplayer and already want to try to take on online racing. So typically when you start with the vehicle Rocket, and you will start in, of course, Class C. To stay within your vehicle class on multiplayer, you can do this by using the server browser and looking for racing servers that are adjusted for Class C vehicles only. There are typically realistic and then regular racing servers, in which the realistic pretty much makes damage that your vehicle receives be more punishing to performance and how long you can last in a race. Sticking to your vehicle class will help you be more competitive with other experienced players, and if you play on servers with vehicles tuned to a higher class, then they will outright speed past you every time, and it will be frustrating when you are trying to earn a good placement in a race. So yeah, pretty much at the beginning, if you have a Class C vehicle like Rocket, which what most beginners do, try and find the servers that are Class C, and you'll at least be more competitive. So as I will show on the screen, a Class C only server will look like the following when you see your other opponents. Everyone should be maxed out at 164 and under. Tip number 2 is to play the career mode in Wreckfest to earn more credits and experience, which is crucial to leveling up so that you can upgrade your vehicles with better parts, and as well as be able to purchase vehicles that are unlocked at later levels with enough credits. Vehicles really do handle differently, and you may want to increase the rating of your car or even class so you can compete in a larger variety of races. So overall, get money and driving experience through the career mode. Those 2 things put together will help you be a better driver later on and more quickly. For tip number 3, learn how to drive racing lines, and as well as drifting, but mostly on dirt tracks. The racing line, as I have learned through various videos on YouTube and experiencing driving in the game, is driving on a path that maintains the speed of your vehicle and at a steady pace. Driving the racing line, or the best path possible of the tracks, and learning the tracks is important in doing well as time passes. And drifting typically means just hitting the acceleration while turning into a corner. However, this is mostly utilized on dirt tracks. Okay, so now I'm going to show a live clip that I think demonstrates how to drive the racing line. So this is from the start of a race. You start from the outside, then you hit the edge of the corner, as I did, and then you continue, and then as you exit the corner, you stay on the outside. And I will do so again here. So I brake, hit the corner, and then accelerate as I go to the outside. And then for hairpin loops, which I believe the name is, or for circular ones like this, brake as hard as possible, then just tap the acceleration to get around. If you do it too much, then you might or spin out. And then here, same thing. The best racing line possible was just touching the corners, but still trying to drive as straight as possible, even through the curve part. So here, same thing. So here, I try to remain outside, touch the corner, and then accelerate on the outside. Tip number 4 is learning how to tune your vehicle. You should learn how to tune your vehicle to get the best setup for a track, and so also you can race comfortably. Each vehicle drives differently, but the principles will be the same, as I will explain. So typically, I would separate tracks into categories of being dirt, asphalt, and mixed. The principle for driving on a dirt track is that you want your suspension to be standard or lean towards soft so your tires stay on the ground. When driving on tarmac or asphalt, you should put your suspension to stiff, or in between stiff and standard. The next part of tuning is gear ratio. This is simple. The longer and more straight the track, then the higher the gear ratio. So for example, if you're racing on a tight and curvy track that does not allow for straight racing lines, then you may want to lower your gear ratio. If you drive on Espaldine Raceway, for example, which has a very long straight shot section, then you'll want to increase the gear ratio so you can have a higher top speed to help you outdrive your opponents. I would now say that differential and brake balance is more personal preference of how a player likes to drive. Those are what should be tested while progressing through the career mode. I will say that differential typically means that if it is closed, then it will be harder to turn, but it will have a lot more grip on the track. This is important because some vehicles may need the differential to be closed, so it is easier to handle, as a low differential results in an already easy to handle car sliding everywhere. Or having an open differential may result in your car sliding everywhere, and even with the easier turning, it may be too sensitive to control the vehicle. Okay, that is pretty much it for the video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I hope that these tips were really helpful, as I know if I would have known these tips from the beginning, I probably would not have gotten frustrated and took a break from this game for probably almost a year. But I mean, now that I'm playing it again and I understand the mechanics a bit more, I've definitely been having a lot more fun, and I am a more competitive driver now. And for this race that I've been showing throughout the video, I pretty much ended with a 4th place finish. And so even with the beginner car like the Rocket, when you max it out, you can still have a solid performance. I think for 3 races in a row when I was testing, I pretty much kept on getting 4th place. And I think that's really solid for gaining experience and credits, but also being able to beat out a good chunk of a lobby. So again, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and I guess be on the lookout for any other future videos I put out on my channel. Thanks.